Hey everyone, welcome to Plastic Adventures Community, and we are going to be talking Toy Mill today. This is our session where we talk about some news that we found around the web or that we've seen on our social media, enough that we'd like to highlight. It's not all your news, but it's some news, and it might interest you.
It's the important stuff.
Well, it's our important stuff.
Well,
Hopefully somebody gets something out of it. Yeah, we're not like super tech savvy, by the way. We don't post links. We don't do all those things. So if we say something you like, you're gonna have to go out and research it yourself.
and honestly, a lot of this stuff's going to show up on the Facebook feed and also on Instagram. So if you keep up with us there, you'll get the news, but you won't get the ever so important opinions that come with it from Doug and I.
That's right. Or you won't get to see our charming, beautiful faces either. So.
Yeah, as a couple of 40-something toy collectors, our points of view are very valuable to the general community. Yeah,
they so are. People hang on our opinions all the time.
It's true. I had at least one or two people that didn't want to buy something that we're talking about today. At least one or two. You hear me, Mattel? I'm talking to you. You're just going to have to find some.
I know there's two people right here that aren't going to buy one of these things.
Looks like the scalpers are just going to have to get it from you first, like your fans can't do, and then resell it for more.
Yeah. Well, and that's also part of my news. All right, hey, I'll kick off news today. And the first thing I want to talk about is we were shown in package Stratos for 2023 for the new Eternia line for the Masterverse. So we've said in the past, we think that the Masterverse is one heck of a toy line. People remember, a few years ago, the Masters of the Universe Classics, which was also a very good toy line, but you needed to have subscriptions to it. You needed to be able to catch them, or you just weren't going to be able to get them at all. And those things are pretty hefty prices on the secondary market right now. So Masterverse is not necessarily a contender to that, and it's not necessarily something that is like we're saying is better by any means, but it's very close, and it's a very good line. And so to see our classic figures like Stratos get this upgrade, and it's more available to people. That's the other thing, right? These Masterverse figures are just they're in some places I know that they're hard to get, but in other places, they've made it to the shelves.
Yeah, I mean, you can get them at your local hobby stores. Every single online retailer has these available for your pre-orders and everything else. And what's kind of interesting is not only are they feeding us a steady stream of stuff that stands in for a classic character like the Triclops and Beastman and that Tila, but we're also getting new versions of the characters with a different spin. Like the Stratos, he's enough old school Stratos, but he's cool in the same way that Viking He-Man is cool, as we've got these extra kind of updates to the sculpt and little additional details. And it's just a rad figure. It's expanding in a way that they really couldn't do with classics. Yeah, but also serving up classic figures, and I don't know, man. It's hard for.
I was going to say, you probably could put these two side by side. Like you can put a Masterverse and a Classics together, and I know you're going to see probably some size differencing or things like that, but they're very good, both of them, in their sculpting, in their articulation, in their detail, and in their imagination, right? And how they envision these characters getting this up.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, and to dovetail with your piece of news, Masterverse, this new Eternia line is actually going to be supplemented with a Dark Horse comic. Ooh. So we're going to see all of these new Eternia designs showing up in the Dark Horse comic.
Oh, that's nice. That's good.
Yeah, it'll be like an alternate timeline, I'm sure, and it'll probably run like 6 to 12 issues or something. But to be able to get some of these other takes on the characters is going to be pretty damn cool.
In the world of fandoms and toys and sci-fi, there is more than enough room for more interpretations. For Star Wars, for Masters, for Transformers, if you don't like a certain part of the line, that's okay. There's something else for you. I mean, you don't have to like everything. You don't have to buy everything either. So,
oh no, more awesome stuff. Oh
yeah,
man,
I mean,
what a tough time to be a collector.
But Masters of the Universe, though, man, has seemed to be getting it right. Like with Masterverse, with Origins, even those weird hokey CGI ones, people are collecting those. You know, like I said, it takes all kinds. I'm not into the CGI He-Man, but I know that there are, and that's fine. That is more than fine. At least they're not like those crazy Funko Pop collectors.
Yeah, keep consuming. I don't care. Buy the Funko. Keep
No, I'm
consuming
kidding.
because for all the stuff that makes me want to gag, you guys buy that, and then they'll keep supplying me with the stuff that's cool as hell.
That's cool.
Like Masterverse and even Origins. I just, I got that rule. If I can't display it, I shouldn't buy it. And if I got into Origins, I would have ran out of room so quick. I'd have all of them.
I have a few more spaces that I'm saving for certain figures, but yeah, I am also running out of room for Masters display. But Masterverse is awesome. You know, with this figure in particular, but also with the new Zodak that has been seen in the wild in some places. It hasn't been made its way over here yet, not that I've seen, but I'm hoping to find him too. So yeah, the Masterverse and specifically the new Eternia is another home run.
Yeah, and you've seen the Battle Armor He-Man, right? With the beard and the armor that comes down over the thighs. That's cool as hell.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Super cool. And so hopefully we'll see those too. But you know, Stratos is joining the lineup finally. So that was good news, I thought.
Yeah. It's pretty neat. I can't wait to see the other characters that they fold into that.
So in the news category, I don't know if it's good. I don't know if it's bad. It's news. Is the 4-pack anniversary, 40th anniversary He-Man pack. So now, let me preface. I'm not going to buy this anniversary pack. Do I want it? Yeah, actually, I think it's kind of cool. Do I want it for $150? No, I don't want it for $150. I think Mattel has overreached on this one. I think people are going to buy it. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's people out there who are going to buy it and who are going to try to turn it around online and get more money out of it.
How do you do that? Because that seems to me like that's scalper ceiling that they're selling that for.
We were talking before, like the most I would have gone on this set is $100. And that's looking at each one at $25 a pop, and that would have been the max. That would have been like, I can't justify going any higher than that for those.
No, and that would be if it included all that interesting crap with it and the special sleeve, and you justify. So, I mean, essentially what you're getting, if anybody out there hasn't seen them already, is you're getting a He-Man from different eras. You're going to get a Filmation style Origins He-Man. You're going to get a New Adventures Origin style He-Man. You're going to get 2000X He-Man, and then you're going to get like Incredibles He-Man. You know, I don't even know how to describe that new Netflix show. Skip's Leg Day He-Man.
Yeah, tiny
a lot. So, and they come with these vac metal accessories. So the swords are kind of cool. They're really like chromed out and shiny. But man, oh man, how do you get to $150 with 4 like $17 at retail figures?
I don't know.
How do you arrive
and that's
there?
what I'm saying. I think Mattel overreached on this one. They saw
so
how
too.
well the Origins line is doing. They see how fast their exclusives like Wondar sell out. And then they go, oh, well, there's more money here. So let's put these guys out and we'll charge $150. Everybody's going to buy it.
Well, yeah, I mean, this could have been a $75 set.
Oh, yeah. I would have been all over that.
You know, could have been $75 with the special packaging and then let the scalpers charge $150. But Mattel is cutting those sons of bitches right out.
Yeah.
No middleman, no scalper. Mattel is the scalper.
They want their money.
And then some.
Yeah. But, you know, money aside, they actually are pretty cool looking figures. The Filmation He-Man looks really good. And I'm hoping that even though this is a 4-pack, that down the line, hopefully we'll see individual releases of these guys. I can
virtually guarantee it that we're gonna see them in some form. especially New Adventures. I mean, we already got the 2000X He-Man, so they let that thing slip into retail.
Yeah.
So really, that's a moot point. You're only really now getting like 3 figures that you could want.
Yeah. And that 2000X He-Man is actually pretty cool. I have not seen him on shelves yet. I'm hoping we will in our neck of the woods here in Pasco. But if we see him, he's an instant buy, right? There's no need to charge us $150. It's not like Mattel's not making back their money hand over fist with these things.
Yeah, it's a good figure. I mean, the only one you could argue is the Netflix animated He-Man. I mean, at least it's origin style, so he's somewhat proportional. But
well, and I understand why they're doing it, because he's the newest He-Man iteration, right? He's their newest one, besides the Revelation He-Mans, which are not in this size. It's one that they want to get out there. They want to market him. They want to push him out, and I get that. You know, from a marketing standpoint, you want to add your newest ones and connect them to something older. I get it.
Yeah, I'll tell you, we got that announcement for the Masterverse movie, He-Man and Skeletor. I'm just hoping and praying that we see one for Origins, because that's just happening for me. No matter what.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, I want those Masterverse ones. I'm like,
that's pre-order. Yep.
All right. Well, speaking of 4-packs, GameStop exclusive for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They're called the BSTN. What is it? The BST AXN.
Yeah, AXN.
And so I saw some of these earlier today. They look like they're like digitized versions of the turtles. I'm neither here nor there on them. I can see why they would be appeal to some other people, especially hardcore Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fans. They get that video game feel to them, that the 4-player video game that everybody played back in the day and probably still loves. It's got that feel to it. It's I'm not going to go run out and buy them, but they are definitely interesting looking.
Well, I'll tell you my trouble with this. This is like the 4th time that those guys have reissued these same 4 turtles. None of them, they don't have like all of them just have a singular belt. There's no shoulder straps for Leo or Dawn. So it's literally like the same body, the same colored body with a different head, and the belt has a different initial on it. So these things have come out in a regular run. I mean, just as soon as they left stores, you have these new ones in boxes that are like blue and red, and they have a matte finish to them. And all it is the figure again with like a red headband, same accessories. And then now we're going to get the same figure again with a digitized deco, not even doing it as well as what NECA did with theirs. I don't know, that company in general, I have such a love-hate relationship with their product, because one or two really cool ones will slide out. And I want to say that they do a lot of video game characters.
Okay, that would make sense then why they would have gone the TMNT video game route.
Yeah, they're doing Lord of the Rings. Oh. So you think, oh, cool, Lord of the Rings, and it's like Peter Jackson, Lord of the Rings. And then when you see the figures,
not the other one.
Well, for some reason, I just have this feeling we're going to see a resurgence of designs based on the 70s animated movie.
That would be cool.
For whatever reason, that's like getting back out into the social conscience. So I think that we're going to get Javier Bardem Strider.
Knickerbocker.
Yeah, it was the Knickerbocker. Those are cool toys. I like them.
Oh, yeah, I like them. Absolutely like them.
It's, I've been seeing a lot more news articles about it. Stuff is posting in my Facebook feed. So it's popping on YouTube. So I get this distinct feeling that there'll be some sort of like Knickerbocker cash grab soon for those. Maybe Super 7 will do some reactions based off of those.
Well, it's not too bad. As long as they're decently priced, I could see them going.
Yeah, but anyways, you look at these figures, and right now they've got Aragorn and they've got Legolas. And I wasn't sure that you could ever get a worse paint app or sculpting job than the Toy Biz figures. Oh, surprise, surprise, because they are god-awful. I wanted to buy one.
Hold my beer.
Holy crap. I mean, like their eyebrows are so far on their foreheads. They're like way out to the outside edges. Their eyes, like one's high, one's low, and they're
That's a
very well
quality control
articulated.
issue that I've been noticing in a lot of toys lately.
Dude, that AXN BST quality control on those figures, they're Gandalf. I would really like some good Lord of the Rings figures. I almost went and started buying Toy Biz at one point, but they're really poor.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and so, a lot of their other toys are fine, but
Yeah.
those turtles figures are just, I mean, it is just, they're playing those into the earth. They're not even giving you a moment to breathe. You know, you just bought them in the regular package. Now you're buying them in these matte finish window box packages with red headbands, even lazier deco.
Oh, you mean like Transformers did with the War for Cybertron, and then they jumped into the 86 studios and or what is it? What did we do? We bought the oh no, it was the 86 studio,
no.
and then they re-released some of them again in the Buzzworthy Bumblebee. Like they just did it.
Oh yeah, like Blur and Cup.
Yeah,
With
exactly.
slightly better colors. Yeah, and I bought it. Yeah, I bought Cup.
I know you did.
I know. I spent so much money on that asshole just to get the version that was coolest. And no, I can't just paint the blue windshield. I got to spend another $22 on it's painted for me. Yeah.
Okay, my last bit of news. It's kind of bittersweet. I know some people are neither here nor there on him. However, we are coming to an end of a comic book era with G.I. Joe number 300 is going to be the last A Real American Hero G.I. Joe. And it's going to be one that salutes Larry Hama.
So A Real American Hero started back up with like issue number 168 or 169. And Larry Hama was back on board writing.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're finally finishing that up.
Yeah, they're saying 300 is going to be the last
Good.
issue of Real American Hero G.I. Joe. Well, let's put it this way. The last issue of A Real American Hero with Larry Hama.
For now.
For now.
Yeah, I think that there's some other company that's got the license now for Joe and Transformers. IDW has had it for a long time, and I think it just got too expensive for them, so they're not going to continue that relationship. But you know, they're going to land with like Dark Horse or somebody else, and
which I think is fine. I think IDW has kind of I've not been too impressed with a lot of their story arcs lately and how they've been running certain franchises. So honestly, if it's going away from IDW and going to another company, I'm actually okay with that, because I think we're going to get a fresh take on some things, maybe something new. So yeah, that's never bad.
I stopped reading. They just kept rebooting the continuity over and over.
Oh, well, I love the original continuity. I mean, you know, the original 1 to 150 is just outstanding comics.
So way back when Transformers and G.I. Joe resurged, I want to say, what was that? What was the studio that brought them back? I'm trying to remember the name of it.
It wasn't IDW. It was
no. Oh crud! Everybody hated the like big chunky designs, like the fanboy anime style, and I loved it. They did G.I. Joe, and then they did Transformers, and it was like with G.I. Joe, it was all the old Joes coming back, and some of them were like out of shape and stuff. It was Pat Lee or not Pat Lee. Oh God, I am totally losing my nerd card today. Anyways, I followed Dreamwave. I think
that's
Dreamwave.
That sounds right.
I think so. So the Transformers and Joe had been absent from comics for a long time, and that was really special because it was like a reactivation of these franchises, and it had a mystique around it. But now that you've had Transformers comics for the better part of 20 years again, they're just really running out of creative ways to tell these stories.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. I'm hoping that the move to a new studio for G.I. Joe and Transformers, hopefully, we'll get something new. Like what I think War for Cybertron did for Transformer toys. It gave us, you know, it gave us our old feel, it gave us our old look, but gave us a new story, gave us some new things to look forward to, and which I think are actually probably some of the best in the Transformers lines. to this
Oh,
day. But
the toys are insane. Yeah, we've fawned over those things at almost every podcast we've done. But
I know
they deserve it.
they do. They really do. Okay, that was the last bit of my news. What'd you hear?
Okay. So I got a couple of things to talk about. Number one on the list, October 1st is the beginning of Pulsecon.
Yep.
So this will be Hasbro's version of New York Comic Con, where they're going to drop some exclusives, but New York Comic Con is still happening. And undoubtedly there will be some like Transformers and Joe news, and Mattel will be there too. But there's going to be a G.I. Joe panel. So we've been left a little bit thirsty for what, like a month? yeah, like 5 weeks or something since they put like the last really cool news out there. Anyways, it should be a lot of updates. Giving us an idea as to when these waves that were supposed to be coming will finally be hitting.
Will we finally get to see Dusty and Zartana, and will we get to finally see? I mean,
Crimson Guard and all those.
Yeah, Stalker. We should have seen Stalker on shelves by now.
Yeah, I think they'll probably have an answer for that coming up, but it piqued my interest. It's all going to be happening while I'm at work, so lucky me. And I'm going to have like 3 new people at that point, so I'll have zero time to get this thing.
Well, I'll be sneaking it in the middle of meetings, so if I hear anything super cool, I'll send it to you.
Yeah. Walgreens Red Alert. Earthrise Red Alert. So the only slightly a little bit teeny tiny bit different than whichever one that was that we were coming off of. What was before Earthrise? It was
a Siege.
Yeah, so Siege, they had really great versions that were just slightly Cybertron versions of all the Lambo guys, and that's coming back into stock. There's going to be a ton of them in Walgreens here pretty soon. So
Earthrise is coming back into stock into Walgreens?
Just Red Alert. He was a Walgreens exclusive. So what you ended up having was like that stupid Sideswipe Beast War pack, and then you had Prowl and a Beast War character, just like they did with Ironhide and Ratchet, pack-ins with these other crap figures that you didn't want.
Right.
So for some of us, I went from Siege Ultra Magnus to Earthrise Ultra Magnus over a couple of sculpted details. Like dropped $60 on that damn figure, but the new one came and I'm like, why do I effing have to have you? And then you got a cool Ultra Magnus. So I guess good
I did,
for
and
you.
I like that version.
It's great.
Nothing wrong with that version.
It's great. It's just a few details different, not quite as great. So that's a little deep dive into my psyche there. I mean, if they made Optimus Prime with slightly lighter blue eyes, I'd probably buy that one.
Well, like you said earlier, you went out and bought a new cup just because he had a different shade of paint on him. Steve.
Looks way better. The Velocitron 500, whatever the hell that line is called that Walmart's carrying.
Still looking for that damn Cosmos.
I got my eyes peeled for you. There's going to be a hot rod in that line. They found a sneaky description, a SKU description without a picture, and it's supposed to be Deco inspired by the G1 figure. So I don't know which version of hot rod we're going to get. It's really hard to top the movie, the
86
movie version. Yeah, the Studio Series 86. That's such a good hot rod figure.
It's awesome. It's my favorite one. I love that you can also put his goggles down. They thought of everything for that one, and his alternate mode is beautiful.
Yeah, the Matrix and all that. I mean, that's such a good figure. Who the hell knows? Maybe they're going to take that figure and put him in the Velocitron 500, whatever the hell that thing's called.
Are they going to give him
the racing series?
Are they going to give him shiny decals? Because that's the only thing I can think of that would make him look.
Yeah, I gave that some thought too, that it might be like those metallic, bright metallic decals instead of the painted on details. I don't know. I mean, that figure is still so readily available on the secondary market and on the online retailers. I'm not going to say that it's hard for me to see that happening because I know Hasbro, but it'd be interesting.
Yeah, I've got enough hot rods now in my collection that I can honestly go, I'm not too excited about another hot rod.
I'm all full up. O-ring figures.
Yeah, you
the
have
Cobra
like
Troopers.
80,000 Optimus Primes.
There-
We're not
there's always
full up
room.
there yet.
There's always room for Optimus Prime. I'm working on that. Trust me, this room is a little smaller here. So O-ring Cobra Troopers.
Mhm.
They're available on Big Bad Toy Store along with the last run of exclusive Walmart retro recarded 50ths.
Nice.
So it's looking like Hasbro might open up that avenue and start turning towards Entertainment Earth or a Big Bad, and you might get a shot. Like if you didn't get your chance to get Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow or the Cobra Troopers or Duke and Cobra Commander, it is kind of looking like that's going to be a secondary avenue once the exclusivity wears off of Pulse. Which I think is cool. I mean, they got them priced at $42, which is about what you're now paying on Pulse for those.
Yeah.
So I think that's more than fair. And if I can't get my Stinger on Pulse, you make damn sure I'll pay $10-15 more for it just to get it off of Big Bad so I can have it. That's too cool not to own one.
I tried.
Yeah, that's okay. It was like like moments sellout. It was really quick. I will get a shot, just like all these things. Once they fill the initial pre-orders, they're going to have some additional stock they'll release, so I'll get it.
Well, speaking of which, Mattel did a re-release of Grizzlord this past weekend, and I was able to get one of the re-release Grizzlords.
Oh, good.
For $18. It was a great price. So I grabbed one of those. Who knows when you'll get here, but I got them. So the only horde now I'm really looking for that's been released so far is Mantenna. So
Mantenna, yeah. So that was a gigantic apology from Mattel and a big step in the right direction. Coming to retail. Yeah, they are. He's going to be near the end of this month. I think he'll be on sale for 48 hours. I'm undecided. I'll probably get one, but I'm still kind of thinking about it. But we'll have plenty of a chance. They're going to make it a second run of them.
Mm-hmm.
This is how it should have been to begin with. I don't mind waiting 6 months or 9 months for my toys. Okay, like a year ago, I pre-ordered those Ultimates GI Joes from Super 7, my Duke, and it still hasn't shipped out yet, but it's coming.
I'm okay with made to order. In fact, made to order is fine because at least I know that my order is in, and I have a way bigger chance of them getting what I order.
Yeah, you're guaranteed. You're guaranteed.
Unless something happens and they cancel everybody's orders, right? Then, which has happened in the past. They like one of the reissue waves for Origins, which had Zodak in it, was supposed to come out, and then they canceled everybody's order on that one. So even if it's a made to order, you still don't have 100% chance, but your percentage is a lot higher.
Better than zero. Yeah. Okay. The last thing that I got is it was revealed Disney was holding this D23 Expo, and there was all kinds of stuff that was shown off there, like the new Marvel movies. The thing that intrigued me the most was Super 7's Willow figures.
Oh yeah, that's right, because Willow's making a comeback.
Yeah, so you got this new limited TV series, which I will watch 100%. But the figures are done in that classic, 5 POA style. And I got to thinking about this, and I think back in the day, this is how I would have preferred it. I mean, those little miniature plastic figures with the metal bases are beautiful, but they really fall in line with like that Schley type of a toy where it's in a static kind of an action pose, and you really couldn't do much with the Willow figures. They had some environments and a big monster, but those original toys were not really action figures. No. And now we're finally getting, we're getting Mad Mardigan and General Kale and Willow and Queen Bavmorda and Sorsha. I mean, that I might buy the run of those, the entire run.
Yeah, if they're definitely posable, and I've never been against 5 point of articulation. I love 5 POA.
It's really all you need. An imagination and 5 points. That's about all you need.
Yeah. And as long as they're done tastefully, with like, especially if they dig back into the old marketing of the old movie, right? Like if they're going to release all of these, but give us that old marketing that goes along with it. That'll be fun too.
Yeah, it would be really interesting if they could do a reissue. I'm trying to remember the monster's name. It's like Arabesque or something, Arabesque. It's that two-headed creeper thing that
the thing
showed up at the
came out
castle
of the
fight.
troll's butt.
Yeah, yeah. Butt monster. That's it.
Yeah, that would be cool though. Yeah, I liked Willow. I really liked the movie Willow as a kid. So I've got high hopes for this one that's coming out. I've seen the trailers for it. Looks pretty okay. It looks pretty decent. I from whatever I can get from a trailer, right? I'm hoping that the series is going to just be outstanding.
Yeah, it's going to be a watch for me. I love it. I'm really liking the new Lord of the Rings. I got I think it's a good time for fantasy. I think Willow's going to be a really good one too.
Yep. And then what was it? Disney D23 released season 3 of The Mandalorian as well. So.
Oh yeah. It's like, what is that? Like February or something of next year?
Coming up. Yep. Coming up quick.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, that's what I got.
Yeah, that was good. Good news for the toy mill.
Yeah. If you want to keep up with a more live stream of this, obviously we mentioned at the beginning, find the Facebook group, find us on Instagram, or follow Toyman 80s because he follows Plastic Adventures community. So all of these things that we post
I follow
on there.
pretty much anybody else I can find out there who does toys.
yeah, but best place is probably on the Facebook group. That's where all the news goes to first. So, yep. That'll wrap it up for us. Any comments, questions, concerns? You know where to put them.
Down below.
Where? Sorry, that was a Degeneration X reference. Yeah.
I think that cost us 1 like, Steve.
I know some Christian out there is like, he motioned to his upper torso area.
But if you're feeling generous, give us a like and a subscribe anyway.
You don't got to subscribe to me. You can subscribe to Doug. You can mute it when I talk.
Or even, we'll just take a like. You don't even have to subscribe. Just give us a like.
Too bad there's not a this one. You got this. You got this. It's too bad there's not a this, because I'd take all of them I could get.
Well, I'm sure there's another finger on there. No, I'm just kidding.
Put that one on there. That's my favorite finger.
All right, everybody. Till the next time for the toy mill. See you guys later.
In the toy aisle.